Assalamualaikum and hello IB to all. My name is Noliana binti Nasaruddin and I am final year student in occupational therapy. Today, I'm going to present about my final year project entitled Translation and Content Validation of Modified Fall Efficacy Scale MFES. My study is being supervised by Dr. Akisan Dahlan. There is an increasing number of aging population in Malaysia, and the number of older people aged 6 years old and above in Malaysia is estimated to rise to 3.3 million by 2020. With increasing number of elderly aged 60 years old and above in Malaysia, the prevalence of fear of fall is reported as 12 to 65%. Fall have significant effect on elderly, both physically and psychologically. With adverse consequences of fall on elderly, standardized assessment to measure fear of fall is needed. The Modified Fall Efficacy Scale MFES is used to assess the level of confidence and level of concern in an individual while performing an activities without falling. Apart from cognitive and psychological problems faced by elderly, they also face physical problems such as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is an age-related disease which causes loss of skeletal muscle mass and loss of skeletal muscle strength, which lead to reduced physical capability in elderly. A study in 2017 has shown that there is an association between sarcopenia and fall. In fact, the fear of fall has been identified as an important psychological consequences of fall. This psychological impact will cause elderly to have a decline in activity daily living or ADL and reduce social function. Even so, occupational therapy plays a vital role in ensuring individuals to engage in their meaningful daily activities in optimum level and prevent disengagement. There are different subjective assessments to assess fear of fall, and the most widely known use is Modified Fall Efficacy Scale MFES. The problem is that Malaysian elderly that are non-bilingual may face problems as they are not familiar with English terms, and misinterpretation of questions in English may occur. Therefore, the availability of the translated Bahasa Malaysia version of MFES would give a greater benefit for Malaysian elderly and make it more understandable and simpler. The general objective of this study is to translate and validate the Bahasa Malaysia version of Modified Fall Efficacy Scale MFES-BM. There are three specific objectives in this study, which are: first, to translate the MFES into Bahasa Malaysia version through forward and backward translation. Second, is to determine the content validity of the translated MFES, and third, to determine the concurrent validity of the MFES-BM with its original English version. There are 4 stages in this study which are adapted from Sang et al. 2017. The 4 stages are translation, pilot testing, content validity, and concurrent validity. The study design used in this study is cross-sectional study, and the study setting is among community-dwelling elderly in Perak and Kelantan. The inclusion and exclusion criteria as shown on the screen. In pilot testing, the pilot testing has been conducted to assess whether the translated version are understandable, clear, and appropriate to be used among elderly in Malaysia. A total of 40 participants has completed the pre-final version, and it's shown that most of them appear to understand the translated version. There are several participants suggest to change the word item into soalan as it appears more understandable and familiar to them. The modification has been made according to the recommendation, as the recommendation does not change the original meaning of the word. Next, in content validity. Content validity has been used to assess whether the question inside an assessment are relevant and adequately represent the issue is supposed to measure. And in this study, content validity has been used to assess whether MFES-BM are relevant and adequately represent the fear of fall among adults. The content validity has been analyzed by using content validity index. An assessment is being judged by its question or item and by its whole scale. There are 4 components that are being assessed in a question, which are relevancy, clarity, simplicity, and ambiguity. However, only the relevance components that are being taken into consideration to determine whether to include or eliminate a question inside an assessment. Other components can aid to improve or revise the question wording with the original author consent, as long as it does not change the relevancy of the question. There are 6 experts participated in content validity. All experts have more than 5 years working experience. 3 of them are clinicians and another 3 of them are academicians. There are 2 ways to assess the question relevancy, which are Item Level Content Validity Index or ICVI and Modified Kappa Coefficient. The ICVI value for relevance component is 1, indicating that all questions inside MFES-BM are relevant and represent the fear of fall among elderly. it is recommended that the question inside an assessment is retained with ICVI relevance value more than 0.83 with 6 to 8 experts, and the ICVI value for other components ranging from 0.67 to 1. The modified kappa coefficient for all questions ranging from 0.57 to 1, indicating a fair to excellent agreement among experts. Next, Scale Level Content Validity Index has been used to assess the assessment as a whole, and the MFES-BM has shown to have excellent SCVI average value, which is 0.92 to 1. And based on previous study, SCVI value average must be more than 0.80 to be acceptable. However, some experts do comment to add question on religious activities such as praying, as it may enhance the content validity of an assessment. Moreover, experts do comment on question 6 and question 13 as having two different activities in one question, which may lead to confusion. Therefore, they suggest to separate the activities by adding more questions inside an assessment. Next, in concurrent validity has been conducted to assess whether the MFES-BM is correlated with its original English version. There are a total of 30 participants in concurrent validity. All participants are elderly aged more than 60 years old and above, have sarcopenia, able to comprehend and understand Bahasa Malaysia and English, and have normal or mild cognitive impairment. The Pearson correlation test has been used, and it shows a very large and positive correlation between the test score of MFES-BM with its original version, with Pearson R 0.98, p-value less than 0.001. The Pearson correlation test has been used because of the normality testing conducted using Shapiro-Wilk test has shown a non-significant result, and the data are normally distributed. Therefore, a parametric testing such as Pearson correlation has been used to assess and measure the strength of linear relationship between two assessments. Next, in content validity. An assessment is judged to have an excellent content validity with ICVI relevance value that meet Lin's recommendation and having SCVI value of average more than 0.9. The MFES has excellent content validity as it met all the criteria mentioned. Therefore, all 40 questions inside MFES are retained. The questions inside MFES-BM are related to fear of fall and fall risk among elderly, causing the assessment to have an excellent ICVI relevance value. Furthermore, all experts participated have working experience more than 5 years in geriatric area and are familiar with fear of fall and fall risk among elderly, making it have excellent ICVI relevance value. Next, in concurrent validity, the Pearson correlation test has shown a very large and strong relationship between the test score of MFES-BM and its original version, indicating that both instruments measure the fear of fall among elderly. A study also has supported that the translated version and its original version should correlate strongly for it to be concurrently valid. In conclusion, the Modified Fall Efficacy Scale Bahasa Malaysia version is a valid measurement to assess the fear of fall among elderly with sarcopenia in Malaysia. However, it is also recommended to conduct a reliability test with an easily reachable population in future study for a better psychometric properties of MFES-BM, and it is also recommended to use a larger sample scale and multiracial population for future studies. That's all from me. Thank you.